Red Stag Timber, proud to bring you this episode of the Red Stag Timber Hunters Club. The majestic Southern Alps, home to New Zealand's 30 highest mountains and also home to the only free-ranging population of tahr outside the mighty Himalayas. Introduced to our shores in the early 1900s, the Himalayan Tahr have adapted brilliantly to the wide-open expanses of the Southern Alps. So much so that DOC now have a range of conservation measures in place to restrict the numbers of these majestic mountain creatures. As well as their impressive horns, they are also prized by hunters for their thick, lion-like mane, which is at its most striking in midwinter. Midwinter is also the time in which bull tahr rut. This annual fight for dominance and mating rights can lead to spectacular battles, where big bulls often attempt to literally throw each other off the mountainside. For this trip, we'll be following two experienced tahr hunters and good mates of mine, Dan Curley and Sam Yule, who will be heading to the northwestern region of the Southern Alps in search of a trophy bull in full winter coat.
Rightio, so here we are, West Coast, South Island, Queen's birthday weekend, coming for a tahr hunt. Weather's looking amazing, we've got a couple of hours of light left, prospects are looking good.
Maybe get that camp set up and go for a look, eh?
Tidy. Oh, this is sweet as. Good wee spot. A serious bit of kit, man. Actually really easy to put up, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty good, eh?
Oh, that's that job done, mate. We'll put a bit of kit together and go and see what we can see. Slippery, might sit down here.
Oh, there's a good spot upstream.
Cross and head up onto the sweet knoll.
Yeah.
We're in here, aren't we?
Yep, but I think if we cross over, and this bluff here is going to hold the tahr, I reckon. That big.
Well, that's that big rock face, isn't it?
That's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I reckon we glass back onto the true left of the creek.
To start.
Loads of fresh sign right there, dropping off this bank, prints all the way down, instead of climbing up this gully here. There's a wee bit of sign, the animals have obviously come over here. They've most probably been coming out of the creek as opposed to dropping down into the creek. So we'll just do some glassing and see if we can find something worth hunting.
There's a tahr.
Yeah.
Bull.
Nice.
Right up high.
Oh yeah, got him.
Just spotted what seems to be a fairly mature bull. Right up high actually, up on the skyline over there. So we're going to get the spotting scope out and see how good he is.
He's not a super big animal.
He's not?
No, he's standing side on now. You can see his belly quite easily, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty telltale when you see their underside like that, like a greyhound. Big mature bulls develop that mane, it comes back quite far.
Yeah, he's not a curler.
He's only a young fella.
Despite the isolation and remoteness of the alpine environment, hunters are rarely alone in the Southern Alps. The ever-curious Kia, the world's only alpine parrot, is a familiar companion. Striking in appearance and with a tendency to steal or destroy a hunter's belongings, their gift to entertain makes him truly the jester of this mountainous backcountry.
Okay.
The old cheeky mate coming in. Hello, I've just spotted tahr up here.
Oh really?
Yeah. And I'm just looking now, I've got two nannies in picture. And there's, the bull's gone out of sight because he was chasing another nanny.
That's where we want them too, it's ideal.
They're up in that gnarly stuff.
Oh, quite high.
Just beyond the tussock face.
Yeah. Snow and rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the two there.
Oh, there's a bull standing on top of the skyline. Walking along, he'll come to those nannies though. I think we just have to watch really tonight. Unless they suddenly feed down low onto those faces. But otherwise we'll probably be still just to observe. Pretty much trying to learn the territory at the moment. Oh, there's another animal way up.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Quite accessible too.
It looks quite accessible, but there might be crampons on that. Frozen ice. Oh, there's a big bull up there. Ripper. In the rocks to the right. He looks a bit more serious, doesn't he? You never know, we might be able to climb up into some of that country, eh? That was a pretty successful afternoon hunt, and we're pretty unfamiliar with this country. Probably some of the bulls we've seen are maybe around about 2k away, and they're pretty hard to assess other than knowing they're fairly mature. We don't actually know what sort of size they've got in their horns. We might have to get down to camp, get the billy on, have a brew and get rugged up and maybe get a food in the gut for a big day tomorrow.
Big day, mate, big day. Can't wait. Looks like you're on cooking duties for the night. How much do you need? About half of that, is it?
Yeah, around about.
Rightio, mate, so I reckon first thing in the morning up at Sparrows, get a good feed of grub into us and strap the H14s on, punch our way up valley for a couple of hours in the dark and hopefully get into the thick of it when the light's coming over the tops there.
You reckon so, eh?
I think that's the best way to attack it, because hopefully those animals are coming down during the night to have a feed and we might be able to catch one out.
Oh, you've always been into your latest and greatest gears, haven't you?
As soon as you lose, pal.
You've always been on the cutting edge of fashion.
Oh, I'd like to think so, Dan, yeah. Definitely.
Welcome to the very first Stony Creek Tech Talk. Today we're going to be talking about our new pack range. You'll see Sam and Dan been lugging it out with the Rangers. Now we've got the new Stony Creek pack range, which has got completely revamped.
We've done the whole range, right from the small day packs right through to this big one here, the Buller. We have nylon webbings all the way through, which is stronger than the polyester. These are attachment tabs, all bar tacked in place through the whole pack. Adjustable harness, a safety flap, as well as compression points all the way through to compress up your load.
Our philosophy is really about listening to our test team and guys using the gear and building it from the ground up. Check the website out. We've got some amazing accessories that fit for left and right hand people on the full range. It's well worth having a look at.
Sub-zero temperatures overnight result in a beautiful landscape of ice and frozen rock. However, the slippery conditions mean a hunter's foot placement is crucial. One false step on jagged rocks such as these can result in serious injury or equipment breakage, both of which can spell the end of a day's hunt before it's even begun.
Oh yeah, there's a bull on that tussock low down.
Spotted an animal in the distance. Probably it's a bull, I would say. So I'm just going to put the packs on, make a move up there.
Dangers continue to exist even as the day warms. Melting snow and ice can provide a catalyst for avalanches and possible rock slides in the higher reaches. When travelling in these precarious riverbeds, identifying a safe route is essential. Yet it's a balance between staying safe whilst remaining out of sight of the ever-vigilant Tahr and the peaks high above. In the strengthening light, a number of Tahr are spotted high up on the rocky slopes. Once identified as non-trophy animals, it is determined that they are not worthy of the effort or risk required to scale such steep and ice-laden cliffs. Anyone who has hunted Tahr before will know that shooting an animal is only one part of the operation. Being able to complete a practical retrieval is a true measure of success. With this in mind, Dan and Sam press on further into the head of the catchment, where the chance of a successful retrieval is much greater.
Nothing quite like a early morning mouthful out of a mountain stream. Oh, there's got to be some more bulls around, eh? First one to find another bull gets bloody
Chocolate bar.
licorice all sort.
Yeah, he's a young fella, that guy, eh?
So I think we've decided that the initial bull we spotted from lower down is a good looking bull, but just not what we're after. And actually seeing this one up a bit higher, it's actually holding a nanny. He looks a bit more thick set and a bit more sort of dominant. The fact that he's holding a nanny, it could mean that she's on heat and he's trying to get a bit romantic with her.
He's definitely a bigger bull, isn't he? Even body size, you know, regardless of horn, he's a big bull.
But as far as attacking this guy goes, we've sort of just got to wait for him to bed down, don't we?
Yeah.
Out of all the animals though, they've got to be the hardest to pick.
Yeah, it's for a big trophy.
Do you want to get down the valley maybe?
Yeah, I think we get down into the creek, right down below them, and play some waiting game. That's when we can have a brew, eh? It might be that we can't get a shot away this morning, it might end up being this evening, but we'll get in position anyway. when we're sneaking up the valley like this, we know the tar up on our faces, up on the true left of this creek system. But it's always important just to get in the side of the creek, which is going to shield you the most. So we've got a big boulder here, so we're going to follow the line of the boulder, from the boulder pick our next spot and move from there to another spot that will screen us. See anything that excites you?
Got the bull. We've got the young bull.
Oh, yeah.
Inside. Pretty much that rock on the skyline of the tussock.
Yeah.
It's just in that.
Oh, yeah.
So we've just been creeping up around the stream here, trying to keep out of sight, because we knew this younger bull was a lot closer to us, and we've just come around the corner and sure enough we've spotted him up in the rock there sunning himself. So we're going to have to treat very carefully from now on, and last thing that we want to do is spook him and ruin our chances at the bigger guy up the hill there. I reckon he's better than what we initially thought, but he's still not the class of the guy at the top. He's got a beautiful mane.
Another couple of years he'll be a taker.
Leave him for some other lucky hunter.
It's 322 on the true range ballistics. He's 367 line of sight. It is actually a nice looking bull. I think we're willing to let this guy go and hope for something slightly bigger. So might mean we don't get a bull this trip, but that's sometimes the sort of sacrifice you have to make. It's not always about getting something on the ground, it's about sort of challenging yourself to get something that really took a lot of effort. So that's what we're going to aim for.
All right, let's keep moving, eh?
Oh, there's a big bull up there in the rocks to the right. Yep, bull. He looks good too, big mane. Big.
Settle down, settle down. Get up there and do a rat.
Nah, he's a biggie, eh? Right up in the sun on that last terrace, 30 metres down, and you'll see him feeding.
Oh yeah.
He looks quite serious.
Could be a nanny to the left of him. It's a nanny.
Oh, it is too, yeah.
He's a big boy. Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. Stay there, boy.
I haven't seen horn yet really, but
Yep, I think he's a taker, eh? I mean, his horns, you know, horns are hard to judge at this stage.
I think for his mane alone, that's where the trophy's at for that guy. Wow. Yeah, he's worth a look, eh?
Yeah.
Having said that, he's going to have a view of us climbing up there.
Just stay quite low. Problem is this bull in front of us is going to go up there, eh? Do you reckon we can creep round the back of this bull so we end up scaring him down? So we saw a younger bull from down the bottom, and we're now about 150 yards from him, and he's just sitting watching us. What we're trying to do is stalk around him and get up quite high so we can target quite a big bull that we've seen higher in the valley. But we've opened up some new country to us by coming up the valley. We've looked into another catchment now that we couldn't see from down low, and sure enough there's a couple of nannies and what looks like a very nice bull, a very mature bull. Hard to tell from this distance at the moment in terms of horn length, but very big mane. So we might just have a bit of a change of plan, slowly see if we can stalk past the young bull and see if we can get up into the high position, and if we can take one it'll be a great result. So the bull tar that we've seen, we've just noticed that he is sort of on the lookout. He's getting up every now and then and surveying his territory with a lot of focus. He's sort of staring down into guts, and he's probably more than anything on the prowl for the odd nanny. But we just got to be quite careful, keep a low profile coming up here, and keep plugging up till we hit range.
Yeah, so we've just crested up the spur here and had a bit of a glass, and sure enough the big boy's back on his feet, surveying his territory. If we can even just get another 100 metres up into this wee snowy chute up in here, and we can have a bit of a setup.
Yeah, he's definitely looking down. Bugger. We don't really want to wait him out in this position here, because there's a good chance as the day wears on he could end up dropping down in another direction, which would leave us in limbo. So we do need to make some progress on him, but we're just waiting for him to sort of look away or sit down and be interested in the other direction before we make our move through a chute where we'll be visible for about 60 metres. We're just going to move one at a time, single file, get through the gap before he's back on the lookout again. So he's got his head down now, just in behind that rock. Yep, go now. No, he's back up. He's watching us. No, he's back up, mate. Just keep your movements really low. Okay, he's just sat down.
With the exposed stretch of ground successfully navigated, Dan and Sam decide not to waste any more time glassing and press onwards around the bluff, towards where they last set eyes on the big bull tar. But it looks like the camera might be struggling with the pace they've set.
Let's get right in there and take a good look.
Righto, let's do it. See how we go when we get over there. Get right here. Dave, you go with him, mate. You've got to go with him. Otherwise you're going to miss him. The bull's moving. There he is. Looking at you. You see him, Yuli? Oh, yeah, see him. He's got one hell of a mane on him.
His body looks phenomenal,
That's the mane, eh? And those big blonde stripes on either side that come, yeah. God, that is stunning. 260 coming closer. Got him at a crucial moment. I'm going to have to take him soon.
Yep, when you're ready, mate. Reload and shoot him, mate.
Yeah.
Yep, he's going down.
Beautiful. You boy. Dead on his feet.
Shot, mate.
Absolutely dropped him. Mean.
That was a great hunt.
Mean hunt, eh?
It's good to see bulls that high come up into their zone and whammo.
But then all of a sudden there he was, and then he just kept coming lower. I don't know if he was coming in for a better look or not, but he ended up walking downhill quite a bit, and it came to within almost 200 metres, I think.
I'd say if we were an hour later coming up here, they'd be on the move, kicking around, sniffing nannies and whatnot, and you can come up into a route like this that you have to sort of backtrack the same way you've come up because we know it's safe, especially if it got any later. You could come up and they've moved off and your whole day's wasted, so sort of seize the opportunity and just Yuli made it pay, so that was wicked. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, it was a great result, wasn't it?
Few viewers at home who don't do much hunting, when that bullet's passed through that chest, it's right through the boiler room, he's had it. Last bit of adrenaline makes him try and clamber around a few more rocks, and obviously then the engine gave out and down he came, so very, very humane death there.
Okay, so it looks like he's dropped into that creek. He should be retrievable if we just take it easy and get down there. And hope his horns are sweet. It's actually quite icy, this one, eh?
Is it?
Might pay to cramp up.
Is it actually icy?
Yeah.
Bloopers reel. Smooth operator.
Now, when you're using crampons, it's a good idea to obviously use them in conjunction with an ice axe. That way, for any reason that you should start to slip, you've got that for self-arrest. It's a very handy tool. I'm gonna make my way down there, eh? The suspense is killing me. Where are you, big boy? I smell him before I see him. Here he is. Smell him a mile away. Famous stench of a rutting bull tar as we approach. And here he is. Yeah, he's been blown to bits.
Horns have?
Nah, the exit wound on him.
Oh, right.
But he's got an absolute wicked mane on him. Absolute stunner, really. Yep.
Oh, look at that mane. It's phenomenal, eh?
Yeah. And he's probably, representative.
I'd say he'll go 12 inches. He'll be right on about 12. He's got a hell of a mane, eh?
Yeah, I think this guy has got probably one of the better manes I've actually ever seen on a tar. And that's, just as much of a trophy as the horns are with these animals. It's blonde and bleached and stretching all the way back to his butt. So I'm really happy with that. Yeah, no, she's beautiful.
Time for some pics. Shot. That's a phenomenal, you won't see a cape better than that. Like, with these kidney lines, these blonde strips all the way back down the kidneys. Oh yeah, nice pic, good pic.
Now that all the photo sessions out of the way, time to caper out and make our way off this hill before we lose the sun. Mountain man. Yeah, okay, so now that we've caped him out and I've added another probably 15 kilos to my back, we better make a move before we lose too much sun.
Despite the additional weight of the bull tar cape, the feeling of satisfaction from a perfectly executed hunt helps lighten the load. In the mountains, it's often the descent that is more treacherous than the climb, so special care must be taken on the soft snow and loose scree. The combination of a weary body and tired mind has dampened many a successful hunt, so with the finish line in sight, it's important to keep the concentration levels high. It's easy to get carried away admiring the beauty of these mountains, so much so that when a huge mob of chamois appear just half a k from camp, it catches everyone by surprise.
Chamois! Chamois, up there. We're looking for chamois, but there's fairly good numbers in here too. Must have been, what, 12 chamois there or so?
Yeah, easy, yep.
They all look healthy in their big black winter coats. Good to see.
You've seen that amount of chamois, these days is...
Yeah, it's a bit of a rarity,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Good to see though, good healthy numbers.
Well, we done it, Curly. Good mission, mate. I can certainly feel it in my shoulders.
2 hours before dark and right on dark pack.
12 hour day.
Yeah.
Only one thing for it.
Celebratory thirst quencher then.
Sounds good to me.
For each episode of the Hunters Club, we're going to award the Hunting and Fishing New Zealand MVP to the product that best served us over the course of the hunt. And on this hunt, we've decided to award it to the Covia cooking products, both the fuel burner and also the Alpine pot. Both of these cookers are really efficient, really reliable, and in these demanding conditions, you just can't ask for anything more. Covia fuel burner, it's obviously great for camp. You can also pack it up, put it in your pack, cart it around, and obviously the Alpine pot, super mobile, efficient, and just gets the job done when you need to just unpack, get some warm grub into you, and carry on moving. And of course, both of these products are available down at your local Hunting and Fishing New Zealand store.
When you're out in the back of beyond, you're risking your life if you compromise on quality, which is why the Red Stag Timber Hunters Club has chosen to partner with these great companies. Like us, you can always trust in their products to stand up to the demands of your next adventure. Red Stag Timber, proud to have brought you this episode of the Red Stag Timber Hunters Club.